Hello guys, welcome to another video on TFF. Welcome to another edition of This Week on CAF. My name is Sid. I'll be your host again. It's been a while, 2 weeks to be exact. It's been a busy 2 weeks actually. It's been a lot going on in African football. Too much going on actually. I could talk about so many things, but I'm gonna have to cut it down because too much happened in the last 2 weeks. Can't talk about everything. Plus, a lot of the teams have released their international teams, which I will not speak about as well because, like I said, there's too many teams in Africa. So if I did one last week, it would have been easier. But now there's I can't speak about every single country, so I would just not speak about any specifically regarding who released, who called in what player, and yeah. So today we're going to talk about the African Champions League first. Then we're going to talk about the new Gambian coach, the African awards, not African awards, but the awards of African players specifically. There's issues in Equatorial Guinea as well. Again, issues in Cameroon. I'm sure you've all seen the Eto'o video, and also the issues regarding the upcoming AFCON and the women's AFCON, which was meant to take place this year, this summer specifically, but unfortunately it doesn't look like it's going to take place. So let's start with the Champions League final, shall we? Al Ahly have actually beaten Esperance de Tunis 1-0 in the second leg. It was an unfortunate on goal by Roger Ahulu of Esperance de Tunis. Al Ahly played really well in the first game. They missed a lot of chances. Esperance de Tunis' goalkeeper did really well. Second game, more or less the same thing, but Esperance de Tunis could have had 2 penalties. But unfortunately for them, their own player, Roger Ahulu, scored an own goal, handing Al Ahly their 12th Champions League in Africa. And they're the most successful club in the Champions League in Africa. And congratulations to them, and congratulations to their fans as well. It was a really good 2 legs, and I believe the better team won. So yeah, congratulations to them, and congratulations to Egypt, I guess. So yeah, moving on to the end of season awards. There's been a lot of good performances from African players this past season. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to speak out everyone. Like for example, Matassa had a really good season. Amura had a really good season for Union Saint-Galois. There's too many. Yusuf Enesiri had a good season as well. I can't. Unfortunately, you won't be able to speak about all the African players, but I'll focus on the ones that deserve it. Like even Cedric Girassi, we're not going to speak about him too much today. So just to mention his name because he's had a really good season as well. Smashed it in the Bundesliga, but unfortunately, like I said, I'm not gonna speak about him that much today. So the first name on the list is Victor Boniface, who won the Bundesliga Rookie of the Season. Rookie of the Season just means the best newcomer of the Bundesliga. He's done really well this season, although he's had plenty of injuries. One of them even stopped him from going to AFCON with Nigeria, who reached the final. He had a really good season. He scored 13 goals, provided 8 assists in 21 games in the Bundesliga alone. yeah, had a really good season with Leverkusen, who are went the whole season domestically unbeaten. Should have actually gone the whole season unbeaten in all competitions, but Ademola Lookman had something to say about that. We'll speak about him a bit later. But yeah, he had a really good season along with his other African teammates like Odilon Kosunu, there's Tapsoba, Edmond Tapsoba as well, Frimpong, Amin Adli. Yeah, so their team is full of African players who did really well this season, won a lot of trophies, and yeah, we're all really happy for them. So that was Victor Boniface, who won the Rookie of the Year in the Bundesliga. There's also Iñaki Williams of Atletico Bilbao, who was named the best African player in Spain. He had a really good season as well. I feel like he has good seasons every season. This season he scored 12 goals and provided 3 assists. Bilbao had a really good season as a whole. And he was a big factor in that. I believe Yusuf Nesiri as well is an honorable mention. Like I said earlier, he did really well this season, scored plenty of goals. But unfortunately for him, Iñaki Williams won the award, and he deserved it as well. He did really well, and but the Ghana team news out, Iñaki Williams unfortunately didn't make it. Maybe because of his surgery, because he had recently had the surgery to take out glass. That's been in his foot for about 2 years now. But yeah, he didn't make the Ghana squad. Maybe because of through injury. Most likely through injury actually, because he recently had the surgery either this week or last week. So I'm guessing that's why he was in the squad. But yeah, Iñaki Williams, best player in La Liga this season. Did really well. So Aubameyang has won the Mark Vivian Foe award, which is given to the best Ligue 1 player. This is his second one actually. He won it with Saint Etienne 10 years ago actually, exactly 10 years ago. Has done really well this season for Marseille. I believe he's been involved in about 43 goals altogether, goals and assists. But in Liga, his stats are 17 goals and 8 assists. Did really well in Liga this season. Unfortunately for him, Marseille finished 8th, so they're out of Europe for next season. But this season he was a top scorer in the Europa League, and even made the best 11 of Europa League. Him alongside Ademola Lookman and Jeremy Frimpong, the 3 African players. Yeah, he had a really good season for Marseille. But yeah, like I said, unfortunately for Marseille, they didn't win anything this season. But yeah, that was Aubameyang winning the Mark Vivian Foe, Cameroonian legend who sadly passed away on the pitch, awards this season, making him the best African player in Ligue 1 this season. Yeah. There's Kamori Doumbia, the young Malian player, young Malian attacker, who won the best goal in La Liga. In Liga, sorry, La Liga. In Liga, he won the Just Fontaine award this season, which means he scored the best goal in Liga. It was a really good goal. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to show you guys. I may be banned because I don't have the rights to the video. But I'm sure if you type in Kamori Doumbia Just Fontaine award goal, you would find it on YouTube or any other platform. It was a really good goal. It was like a half volley from outside the box. As the ball is dropping down, he just volleyed it, and yeah, it went top bins. It was really good goal. Yeah, Kamori Doumbia winning the Just Fontaine award in Liga. So yeah, the 2 European finals that have already happened. Champions League final obviously hasn't happened yet. Hopefully I can release this video before that, and if you're watching it after the Champions League final, I'll obviously make a video next week, inshallah, which I'm going to be mentioning the Champions League final and whoever wins it, and I'll be talking about the African players. And yeah, starting with the Europa League final, where Lookman stole the show with three goals, scored a brilliant hat trick. It was a really good performance from him and from Atlanta. Actually, they dominated Leverkusen. They didn't give them space to breathe. It was a really good performance from Lookman, especially. He did really well. Scored a hat trick, and not only that, got a 10 out of 10 from L'Equipe, which is a notoriously difficult thing to do. I'm not even too sure if 11 players have done it. That's how hard it is to get 10 out of 10 from L'Equipe. But yeah, he done it for his performance, showing how good it was. He did really well in the final, did really well this whole season actually for Atalanta. There are rumors that he could land him a big move. I'm not sure about that, but at the moment he's really loved at Atalanta. He's doing really well there. He had a really good AFCON as well for Nigeria. Was even in the best 11 for the AFCON, I believe. Now he's made the best 11 for Europa League, and yeah, long may his form continue. Hopefully this is just the beginning for him. And yeah, he's had a really unlucky career so far, but yeah, hopefully this is the kickstart that he needed to play at the highest of levels, and he can maintain it for himself and for Nigeria as well. The next one, UEFA Conference League final between Olympiacos and Fiorentina. Ayoub El Kaabi stole the show again. Last video we spoke about him being the top scorer in the Conference League and the all-time top scorer for an African player in the European Cup competition. Now, because of this goal in the final, he has broken another record. Now he's the top. He scored the most goals in the knockout phase of a top European cup competition, with 11 goals. Even he goes ahead of Ronaldo, the Ronaldos and Messis of this world, who even they didn't manage to reach this feat. I believe they had 10. Ronaldo especially had 10. 10 was his highest in a European knockout phase, and Ayoub El Kaabi has 11, which he scored in the final, and Olympiacos won 1-0. They did really well in the game. This is Greece's first European final winners, so they did really well. David Cadmo as well, who was at the back. Yeah, they did really well. Ayoub El Kaabi had a tremendous season. He's doing incredibly well for himself, and long may it continue. He is a bit older now, so we don't know how long he can keep this up, but yeah, hopefully he has a lot more seasons in the tank, as they say. And yeah, long may it continue for him, like I said before, for him and for Morocco. So now moving on to other African news. So the Gambia have named their new manager. His name is Jonathan McKinstry. He's a really experienced coach, young coach, but really experienced at the same time. He was a former Uganda, Rwanda, and Sierra Leone manager. Did really well for them. Now this season he was at Gor Mahia FC at Kenya, the Kenyan league, who are actually first in the Kenyan league with 31 games gone. Doing really well there. Yeah, so he's gonna begin working from June the 1st for the Gambia, and it's gonna be really tough because their last manager took Gambia to 2 successive AFCONs, which he took them to their first AFCON and then did it again. So to follow that up, it's gonna be really hard. So yeah, it's gonna be really tough for him to follow their last manager who was really successful. But hopefully he does well for them. Hopefully he does well for the Gambia, and yeah, good luck to him. Good luck to the Scorpions, and yeah, hope they do well these World Cup qualifiers and obviously the next AFCON. Now, unfortunately, the controversies, there's a lot of them in Africa. Like I said it's gonna be a long video. So bear with me because there's been a lot going on. I have to speak about all of them because they're all important. So yeah, let's start with the first one, the Equatorial Guinea one, where a FIFA disciplinary committee has sanctioned Equatorial Guinea for fielding an ineligible player. And this ineligible player just happens to be the last AFCON top scorer in Emiliano Nsue, which is which is really weird. I don't know how this could have happened. He's been playing for Equatorial Guinea for years now, so I don't know how he's ineligible to play for them. Maybe it's the only guess. The only thing I can guess is maybe like some paperwork hasn't been handed in on time for whatever reason. But yeah, they've to sanction them, they've taken they've given them two losses of 3-0 against Namibia and Liberia, games that they played in November for the World Cup qualifiers, the first two games. They've been stripped of those points, and Namibia and Liberia have been given 3-0 wins. They've also been fined $164K. So yeah, that's a really hefty fine. And Emiliano Nsue himself has been banned for 6 months. So it's a real mess. It's a big mess. I don't know how this happened. Again, just shows you the incompetence of certain people running our nation's football clubs, and yeah, this needs to stop. The CAF themselves need to look at themselves. Their management is horrible, and the next story will show you just how bad the CAF management is. So regarding CAF, there was a big summit that took place, I believe, in Indonesia. Not 100% sure, but I believe it was Indonesia. It wasn't just CAF; it was UEFA, CONCACAF. All of the federations came together in Indonesia to have different conferences, and obviously a big conference. And the revelations that came from there are really eye-opening when it comes to CAF. So the women's AFCON, which was meant to take place this summer, June and July 2024, isn't going to happen. Essentially, it's not going to happen. It's impossible for it to happen because they didn't put it in the FIFA international match calendar. And essentially, to have any of your major tournaments be classed as a FIFA tournament, or for them to be officially recognized and those dates respected, they have to be on the FIFA international match calendar, which the Women's World Cup, the Women's AFCON hasn't been added to, and it's meant to take place in in a month's time. Not even a month's time, in a few weeks' time, it's meant to take place, which is impossible. It's not going to happen because there's the Olympics, and yeah, there are African teams in the Olympics, so it's not going to happen. It's impossible to happen. The men's AFCON as well, which I've been speaking about, saying CAF don't really know whether to keep it on the summer or to move it to January 2026. That competition as well isn't on the FIFA calendar. So there's two major tournaments have been added to the FIFA calendar, and which base essentially means they could be moved, and or may not even happen, because the reason why the men's one specifically isn't going to happen is because the Club World Cup, which I've spoken about, is going to be in the summer 2025 in the US, which they've expanded to 24 teams. So FIFA are thinking about themselves, which is understandable, even though they're meant to be responsible for CAF and the other confederations. They're looking after themselves. And so CAF, instead of looking after CAF, is basically showing they have no cojones, essentially. Patrice Motsepe, when he was asked what is going on, he said it's all on FIFA's hands to decide. But you don't hear this stuff when it's the other confederations time to decide. So it's a big mess. It just shows how incompetent CAF really is. Just shows that we don't respect ourselves, essentially. So we shouldn't expect anyone else to respect us. How can you have your major tournaments not be included in the official calendar, official FIFA calendars, and expect people to take you seriously? Gianni Infantino, the head of FIFA, is the one winning because he's been wanting to stop this 2 years CAF, 2 years of CAF, and make it happen in every 4 years, just like other confederations. So this isn't even a conspiracy, because Gianni Infantino says it openly that he wants this to happen. So he'll be happy about what's going on. And the issue is for Africa. This is where the CAF get their income from. This is their main tournament. They're going to struggle if they make it once every 4 years. So essentially, they have no choice but to do it every 2 years, but they're not acting accordingly. So I don't know what's going on. We'll find out. Obviously, I'll keep up with the news and see what is decided, see where this goes. But it just shows the lack of competence in the CAF management, and it's really sad to see, because we're a big federation, 54 nations or more than that, and we can't be managed properly. Other federations know where and when their next 2 or 3 tournaments are gonna happen, but with us, we always have to delay, move dates, bring forward dates. It's a complete mess. It's a mess, and it's really embarrassing for the whole continent that we're still in these types of situations. Yeah, it is what it is. So now the next one, Cameroon. I'm sure you've all seen the videos of Eto'o and Mark Brice, the new Cameroon manager. For how long, we don't know. The new Cameroon manager and the Minister of Sport in Cameroon, going at it. Yeah, that's also a big mess. So after that big altercation happened on video that we also, if you haven't seen, you can search up Eto'o big altercation. I don't know what you're gonna type in, but you can watch it. After that happened, Feka Foot, which obviously Eto'o is the president of, came out, released a statement saying they've relieved Mark Brice of his duties, and that they've appointed Martin Mpile, who was the coach for the Cameroonian Olympic team in Beijing 2008. So it's not his first time. He said that that's going to be his interim manager while he looks for a manager, and that Mpile is going to release a squad in the next few days. And this morning, I saw that Mark Brice is going to hold a press conference where he's going to release his squad. So now essentially there's gonna be 2 squads coming out of Cameroon. Oh man, what a mess. There's gonna be 2 squads coming out of Cameroon. And I just feel sorry for the fans, man. I just feel sorry for the Cameroonian people. This is so embarrassing. Yeah, I don't know where this is gonna end up. Obviously, I'll keep up with it and let you guys know. But yeah, this is so embarrassing for the players as well to be put in this limbo. Who are you gonna play for? If both of them call you, if both managers call you, who are you gonna report? Who's gonna go? Are you gonna go coach? Yeah, it's a complete and utter mess. And I don't know how they sort it out because yeah, I don't know how this is gonna be sorted out because people's egos have been hurt, and men with their egos, if they've been hurt, to undo that, I don't know how they're gonna come together and both somehow win, because that's how it's gonna have to end up. Both of them would have to feel like they've won somehow. The Minister of Sport and Eto himself, the president of the FECA Foot. Yeah, don't know how they're gonna sort that out. Yeah, there's been a lot of mess in Cameroon recently with them. Well, if you watch my videos, then you know about them. But yeah, this is probably the worst one so far. So yeah, just have to pray that it's all sorted out amicably, and yeah, can all go back to concentrating on football. So yeah, that's nearly the end of this very long video. Yeah, I did tell you there's a lot going on. There's it could have been even longer than this if I spoke about the national teams, who's been picked and who hasn't been picked. But yeah, I'll end on a good note. But before that, please like, share, and subscribe, guys. It means a lot. It really does help. So now, to end it, Madagascar have called up a player from the 7th division of France. Yeah, he's a striker. His name is Julien Pongérard, and yeah, he's a 27-year-old striker for AS Brestois, and he's going to have the chance to play for Madagascar against Comoros and Mali in a World Cup qualifier, which is insane. So from 7th division of France to World Cup qualifiers in just overnight, essentially. So yeah, we wish him good luck. Hopefully he does well for Madagascar. Hopefully this leads to a bigger move. If he does well in the World Cup qualifiers, I'm sure there will be bigger clubs in Ligue 2 or even National 2 who are gonna look at him. The French 3rd and 4th divisions at least, who are gonna be interested in him. So pray for him. It works out. Pray for Madagascar. It works out as well, because it's a really nice story. And yeah, there's more of these type of players and stories out there. So I hope they keep looking, because they'll find them in France and other other European nations. So yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. If you liked it, please like the video. Yeah, it was a long video, like I said. It's going to be. So thank you for bearing with me. Hopefully you learned at least one new thing, and please like, share, and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.